Hi everyone. Just want to say thank you to everybody who participated in yesterday's free reading. I'm sorry if you didn't make it to the question box or if you somehow missed your question. Like, I don't know why they went away. I don't know how Instagram works. But anyway, thank you for trying nonetheless. And yeah, I hope that brought a little bit of fun to your situation wherever you are, or by the same creator or under the same brand. A lot of times when I read for myself, I use these cards all together in a single reading. So yeah, I thought I'd show you my process and maybe that can help you do your own readings. So for now, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've been pulling out my decks since yesterday's reading, and I thought about sharing with you how I use different cards. Okay, so these are my decks by the artist Danielle Noel. So this is the first deck that I got by her, which was the Star Child Tarot Akashic edition. There was an original non-Akashic version of this, but I wasn't able to get it. So this is what I have. And then she also made the Moonchild Tarot. So actually, I enjoy this a lot more. I like the colors and the collages here better. And then for Oracle decks by the same artist, we have this one by Rebecca Campbell. So this is the Work Your Light Oracle cards. This is easily available like mass market. And then my fourth one is A Yogic Path. So this one's by Sahara Rose, but it's also by the same artist. So usually when I have decks that are like part of a suite or a family, I like to pull them out together and use them together. So this is just another version of that. A grip on the meanings already, then I suggest to mix things up and try. So you can do this. I mean, you don't have to use cards by the same creator or under the same brand. I just like the way it looks because I feel like it's very seamless. So when I do in-person readings, or actually for my online readings, I use cards that are under my brand and that I co-create with my friend. I can't say I like totally recommend this type of reading if you're still new to the cards, because if you're still learning, the less cards you pull, the easier it is for you to interpret and understand. But if you have to set things up, I just take all the decks out of their boxes. Don't you think they look so nice? And then I take all the guidebooks also in case I need them. So these are the guidebooks for the Oracle cards, and these ones I will use. These are the Oracle from the other Oracle and another one from the Star Child. I like to have like a main focus. That way, everything is anchored. The guidebooks for the tarot cards, which I don't need since it's easier for me to interpret tarot. Yeah, so the first step that I do when I use several decks for a reading, let me zoom out, is to choose a main deck. So for now, because the Moonchild is really, truly my favorite, I'm gonna use this as the main one. So this is gonna be majority of the cards. And then, I choose just one from the Oracle. Okay, I'm gonna point out that if you see my decks are in order. So we have, anyway, the numbers are super slight, but they're all in order because that's how I store my decks. I get a lot of questions about how I cleanse my decks, and I really don't do a lot except put them in order, because I feel like it gives the deck a nice reset. It's like if you were around during the days of VHS, you Be Kind Rewind. So this is kind of how I do it. It's like my rewind to set things in order again. VHS, you Be Kind Rewind. So this is kind of how I do it. It's like my rewind to set things in order again. So it's hard to riffle shuffle. I've tried, but then I don't want to damage my cards. I used to riffle shuffle a lot, but I don't do it anymore because I'm getting very protective of my cards, so I don't want to crease them or anything. So yeah, okay, so the thing about resetting your decks is that it's kind of a hassle to do readings because you have to shuffle them really well. If you don't know, the Star Child Tarot cards, they're super thick, and I mix them up like this. Okay, so I'm gonna do that for both my tarot decks. The oracle decks I don't keep in order because they're not numbered. There's no order, so yeah, I don't have to follow anything. So I'll be right back. Wow, so it's a giant spread. If you've ever gotten a no questions reading from me, which is my personal favorite reading to do, this is how I actually set it up behind the scenes. Yeah, this is the big. For me, when I practice, I always feel like oracles are like the punctuation marks of a tarot reading. They give a nice close. So yeah. For me, when I practice, I always feel like oracles are like the punctuation marks of a tarot reading. They give a nice close. So yeah, spread. So you can see that the main deck is really the Moonchild Tarot. I love the Art Deco backs. And then I got one Star Child Tarot card this is the number one card. So this is my starting point, and I thought just for emphasis, I add another one. And then I have my Yogic Path card and then my Work Your Light Oracle card. I open the oracle cards at the end of the reading because it's a total of 14 cards, and then yeah, I have my trusty moleskin journal. This is where I write all my readings, and then I have my flamingo pen from my trip last year to Palm Springs. Nothing too personal, of course, but I just wanted to show you how the spread looks at the end because it's really pretty when all the cards are flipped over. So I will be back in a while. So I'm gonna do a bit of intense reflection, which is something we all can do in this hermit period of our lives. Yeah, I'm gonna do my reading for myself, and then I'll get back to you with the result cards, and yeah, throughout the spread. So yeah, cards, and yeah, throughout the spread. So yeah. Alright, so you'll see how using cards by the same artist really gives a certain vibe or feeling to a full spread, like a big spread, just like this. I mean, it all looks very seamless when they're put together, and I feel like doing this with different decks but by the same person, by the same artist, helps you string together the messages across all the judgment card and just moving into higher vibing aspects of ourselves, higher chakras, all of that. Like, I'm not gonna go into the nitty-gritty of my reading, but I think it's interesting that I got a lot of cups cards, and then it's just cups and wands, just one sword, and then a lot of major arcana like the Fool and then Judgment. These tie very well together with my oracle cards, which says fill up your well, which I feel reflects all the cups energies here. The 4 of cups, the 10 of cups, the 9 of cups. It's all very water element. And then Atman, when I read the guidebook, this stands for divinity, which immediately I linked with the So that's my process. I hope like seeing this inspires you to pull out your cards and shuffle them. If you're just starting out with the tarot, I just published a blog post today about how. Yeah, that's it for now. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, and that's it. Bye-bye. So yeah, I highly recommend those if you're looking for something to do, keep your mind off everything that's happening, or even to use your readings to help process whatever feelings or thoughts are coming up at this time. So to start, where to start, the resources that you can use to self-study, because I mean, while I did take some workshops and classes, most of my tarot learning was really initiated by me.